big-time game. I'm trusting Josh fucking Allen to win this game. No shot at Lamar Jackson. He's going to play phenomenal. Derrick Henry plays phenomenal. This possibly will be the game of the week. It usually is when they play each other. It's just the way that these two teams play. But I'm going Lamar. I'm going Josh Allen, and I'm going the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park. This is All About the Balls podcast with Mark Davis, Kriska Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL is finally here. That's right. The day that you hear this, the NFL is back with the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, Thursday Night Football on NBC. I'm joined alongside Luke Rule and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. Jake Winnikine is a possible show in today. He had some family stuff come up. But, Luke, I'll start with you. The Baltimore Ravens, Sunday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills. The last two MVPs play each other. How pumped are you to see that? How pumped are you for the rest of the games as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, get one of the toughest games of the schedule out of the way week one. So, I mean, love to see it. I mean, tough road game over in Buffalo for us, but I think we'll be ready. Trying to get a couple guys healthy. Still got a few injuries lingering. Likely he's probably gonna be out, and looks like old big fat Patrick Richard, he might be out as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, big game, like you said, Doc. Another big game. The Chicago Bears, Monday Night Football. Ben Johnson's first game as a head coach with Caleb Williams. Obviously, his second year. You're playing JJ McCarthy, his first NFL start as well. So how pumped are you to see the Bears, the Vikings, NFC North rivalry, and the rest of the games? Like I asked Luke.
I am fucking psyched to see the Bears drag the Vikings all over the field and show J.J. McCarthy for what he really is. This is going to be the one quarterback. Even Sam Darnold could find a way to do it. This is going to be the one quarterback that can't come in and figure it out with Justin Jefferson. I've never been a fan of him. This isn't even going to be close.
Yeah, and the Falcons have a tough game too. We all have tough matchups this week. The Falcons play the NFC South reigning champion since 2021, the Buccaneers, in Atlanta. Last year we did sweep them. This time, no Kirk Cousins. Michael Penix is a starter, so we'll see what he does in his first full year as a starter. Baker obviously has all the weapons. Don't expect Godwin to be there, though. I think Godwin is doubtful still. But Mike Evans
McMillan. McMillan's not there either.
And McMillan.
But they have missing two weapons.
They have Mike Evans. They have
but you got Igbokwe. He'll be all right.
Igbokwe he looked nice, but we'll talk that. Obviously, guys, man, like I said, without recording this, we are literally less than 23 hours actually away from the NFL kicking off. We had college football kickoff, and it's good to have college back. It's, in my opinion, even better to have the NFL back. But together, it's great to have both of them. So, Luke, shout out to the UCF Knights. I know you weren't here yesterday when we did the show. Doc, big shout out to the Florida State Seminoles, man. You knocked Alabama out of the ballpark. And we like to see that. Yeah, bro. We like to see that. It was a good win for Florida State. Now we'll see if you build onto that. You got some games coming up. We'll see if they're back. They got to beat Miami still. They got to beat the other teams coming up. We'll see. It's one game, but like me and Chris said, you only judge off what you see. Small sample size as of right now.
It looked good, though. It looked real good.
Tommy was the offense. He was the if you shut him down, we'll have to see what the rest of the guys can do. But
I'm excited for this guy. Yeah. I really am. Coming off of a DJ Ugamalaga, this is a huge upgrade. I wasn't super psyched about this coming in, but the working camp has paid off. Castellanos is doing things, and hopefully this translates. We saw a big win last year to start the season before spiraling way out of control in that Ireland game or whatever it was against Georgia Tech. So, they got to build off and they got to keep going strong, but we'll see, if they can rack a couple up in a row and see what we do.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it. But guys, it's the NFL time. We had college. We have college coming up Tuesdays. We're going to try and incorporate some college with the NFL. Trying time together, recap for both, maybe like 30, 15, 40, 10, something in that ballpark. But it's time. We're going to preview these games just like last year. We're going to predict it. We have against the spread, and if they cover the spread, this is our way to also preview the game at the same time. So we're going to dive right into it. And we're starting off Thursday Night Football, like I said, to start the show. The reigning Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles, hosting their arch rival, the Dallas Cowboys. You see it on the screen. The Philadelphia Eagles are 8.5-point favorites at home in the Link. Guys, what are we looking for in this game, and how do we think this is going to pan out?
Well, obviously, losing Parsons is a huge blow to the Cowboys defense. every bit of, aside from that, the lack of moves the Cowboys made in the offseason tells me the Eagles are going to be able to cover this easy. But the thing that has me worried about them covering the spread is the Eagles are very good at controlling the ball, taking 14-minute drives, keeping the game close in their grasp and where they want it to be, and not needing to win by 3 touchdowns, but being able to win by 1 point. So really the win, in my opinion, is no doubt it's going to be the Eagles, but the spread is a toss-up between, are the Eagles going to come out aggressive, or are they going to play this game and control the clock and try to waste as much time off as they can?
I mean, and Luke, I don't know how you feel about this, but the Eagles have some question marks on defense. A lot of guys that were proven vets last year, they're no longer there, so they're trusting the exciting Whites. They're trusting the Jordan Davises and the Jalen Carters. So they're trusting their youth that they've drafted the last few years too.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like Doc was saying, the Eagles teams, I have a feeling they're going to try to control the football throughout the game. I think they'll have the game well in hand, but I think it stays a little bit closer than everybody else thinks, just because Dak's going to have to go out and try to sling it on these young corners. So I think he'll be able to keep it within close distance, but Eagles will be able to run the ball all day on the Cowboys defense, and they'll control it. They'll win the possession game and win the game by under a touchdown, I think.
I'm thinking a 10-point game. I think it might be closer than that, like the feel of the game, but I think the Eagles pull away in the fourth quarter, and the Cowboys just don't have anything in the fourth quarter. I'm a lot of parlays for me this game. I got Devontae Smith in fantasy first off, but the parlays, I got Dak, I got CD, I got Saquon. I have some guys here, so I would like a little high scoring game, honestly. Well, I would like some passing, and then Saquon just needs to get 1 rushing yard, but I'm with you guys. I'm with you, Doc. I'm with Chris, and I'm with Jake. I think the Eagles cover.
What are you using that you got Saquon for 1 rushing? I've been hearing about that.
Underdog. They have it's a free gimme bet. Literally, it's at 0. So when you hit the over, but you got to put another guy in there, and normally you got to do it from. You can't have the same teams, so you could do 2 Eagles and a Cowboy, or another Cowboy, and But I did the 1 rushing yard for Saquon, 2 passing touchdowns for Dak, and 7 receptions for CeeDee Lamb. $10 parlay, and why not?
Yeah,
it's doable. It's doable, but
if you got a link to refer, let me know.
Yeah, I'll send you a link after this. Friday night on YouTube, not YouTube TV, on YouTube, free. The Kansas City Chiefs going to face the Los Angeles Chargers out there in Brazil. The Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites. What are we feeling, boys?
Yeah, I mean, I just think the Chargers are a better team overall. Hopefully, Harbaugh can get it figured out going down to Brazil. Get the boys figured out. I like Justin Herbert. I think he's going to make big. I mean, we all know what he does in the regular season. 3 turnovers last year.
Yeah,
one of the top passers, and it's a regular season game. So I mean, I think the Chiefs they had too much off-season stuff going on. Kelsey got engaged.
Congrats, by the way.
They had their Hallmark movie. They had their Chiefs Kingdom documentary. Then you got Rice being suspended for 4 games. I think a lot of distractions on the Chiefs side.
6,
something like that. But,
I know they wanted 10.
Yeah, it should have been the whole season, but
you were saying that last year. Yeah, you've been
season.
No, I mean, Luke, I understand what you're saying, man. I respect the Herbert in the regular season, very careful with the ball, but the Chiefs do own the Chargers. Mahomes owns the Chargers, and Mahomes has an ugly taste in his mouth after the Super Bowl. He's coming out gunslinging. I'm not saying he's going to blow him out. I'm thinking maybe like a 6-point game here within 1 score, still a respectable score, but I don't see the Chiefs coming here. And once again, the NFL screwed the Chargers. They don't get a home game against the Chiefs. They have to host them in Brazil, which who knows who the fans are going to favor. And then they have to go to Kansas City later on in the year. So
it might be better for the Chargers. They might have more fans there.
It might. Yeah, you might be. That's what I'm saying. We don't know yet. We'll find out on YouTube on Friday night. But no, I expect the Patrick Mahomes to still do it with Xavier Worthy. Travis Kelce is getting engaged. This might be his last year. I expect a little bigger year for him for 87. And then Pacheco's healthy. The run game's going to be better, I think. So I think the Chiefs can cover this game.
I think, as far as the off-season distractions or the off-field distractions, the Chiefs have been doing that for the last couple of years, going back to when Swift and Kelce started. My concern is I think the Chargers will figure it out. I just don't think it's going to be this week. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. They got some new not just new pieces, but new pieces in big positions with Omarion Hampton and Trey Harris. Lad McConkey, obviously, we know what he can do. Keenan Allen's coming back. We saw what he did in the second half with the Bears last year, but how's he going to come back, age another year? I think it's going to take a week or two for the Chargers to link up and get synced. But this is also one of those games that the Chiefs just figure out a way to win. This is one of those, just like the Ravens. What was it last year? The opener against the Ravens. This is just one of
it wasn't that found a way to win. It was the player that wear the right. Well, he didn't wear the right cleats, the right color. That's what.
Yeah, the refs found a way to win. But my point is, this is one of those games that the Chiefs find a way to win. We've seen them pull out, ending with the Raiders last year in that last game, or that last play of the game. I think that the Chiefs are used to the noise between Mahomes' brother, Travis Kelce,
Brittany Mahomes.
Rashee Rice already was, in the spotlight last year, injuries, and Mahomes has found a way to win with a lot worse. So I think that they come through here on this one. And I think the reason they do is the fact that it is on neutral ground in Brazil and not in Los Angeles. I think that second game, the Chargers have a chance to take that on the road. But I think in this one, the Chiefs come out on top.
And I just trust Patrick Mahomes week one. It's just, and there's no disrespect towards Justin Herbert. I just trust Patrick Mahomes. I trust 1-5. I trust the best quarterback in the NFL. Week one, like I said, Patrick Mahomes. It's Andy Reid. I'm not going against him. Not week one. Moving on to a revenge game for both quarterbacks. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers going to MetLife to face the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers faces his former team. Justin Fields faces his former team. The Steelers only a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, this should be a 10-point spread. Jets just lost with another offensive lineman today.
Fair Tucker.
I think out for the season too.
They're fearing for the year, which is that's never good.
Then I saw what Justin Fields did preseason. This dude could not complete passes. Yeah, I get Justin Fields is healthy and he can run pretty good, but I don't trust his throwing at all. And I think you saw what the Steelers did with Justin Fields last year. I think the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers are an upgraded team. And Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to be the Aaron Rodgers of Green Bay times. He can be the Aaron Rodgers of the Jets last year, and the Steelers will be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, the problem, taking Aaron Rodgers out of, taking the quarterback situation out of it. I mean,
I'll take the win with Mason Rudolph as starting quarterback.
Yeah, the weapons on the Pittsburgh side are just so much stronger, especially defensively, and I think that's what's going to make this game for the Steelers is getting after the quarterback. We've seen Justin Fields under pressure in Chicago. I think that the same kind of thing is going to happen here. They've got weapons on the receivers. They've got running backs. They've got a defense. The problem with the Jets, and we've got to see how they're going to operate this year and see if they're going to make changes. Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers talked about his immaturity, or his not immaturity, but his maturity level and being able to complete. Breece Hall, in my opinion, has been far underutilized or utilized the wrong way, combination of the both on this Jets team. And until they figure that out, they're not going to be able to open the passing game as well as they want to. And I think that's why Aaron Rodgers struggled in New York. And I don't even know if struggled is the right word, but couldn't get them to the point they wanted to be. Either way, Steelers defense is going to make this a Steelers win. They're going to cover the spread. This one isn't even close to me. I don't know that I would go 10 points, but definitely going to cover 2.5, no problem. I do think it'll be more than 10 points, though.
I don't have much to say, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are just going to beat the New York Jets by 3 points or more. They're the better team. All around, they're the better team. And
this is an odd spread for me, and I have to feel like a lot of this is coming into Aaron Rodgers and how he did in New York and now he's going back to New York. But I think that people are underplaying the Pittsburgh defense in this game.
The Steelers defense, Steel City will be just fine.
Yeah, they won them games. Steelers defense win them games every year
against better teams.
Yeah.
And they have Jalen Ramsey, who's new. I understand you got rid of Fitzpatrick, but you have TJ Watt, happy and paid TJ Watt. You have Smith Highsmith on the other side. You have hopefully they don't even need
this
Cam
shit
Hayward.
Ain't even close.
Yeah, they don't even need
him.
him.
Let's supposed to be playing.
And if he doesn't, they still don't need him. Not this week. But let's move on to an NFC South rivalry. The two top dogs of the NFC South that people are picking this year: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Atlanta this year, Week 1, 2.5-point favorites for the road team, Tampa Bay.
This is kind of like the Chargers for me. I really like the Falcons. I just don't think it clicks in Week 1. If this game is Week 3 or 4, I think it's a different conversation. But I think Baker comes out firing in the first game. Bucky Irving, outright number one now. No more back and forth with Rashad White. Mike Evans, he's going to get his 1,000 yards this year. Igbuka has something to prove because Godwin is coming back. McMillan is going to come back eventually. Igbuka's got to prove that he's got a spot on this wide receiver depth chart. I think that the Bucs are just going to come out hungrier and they're going to play faster and they're going to get after it.
Rise up, baby. I mean, I'm going with my Dirty Birds, man. I'm sorry. We swept them last year, and I think Michael Penix is an upgrade over Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
I
100%.
I think Drake London is going to be – first off, the over is going to hit in this game. This might be the highest scoring game of the week. And I hammer the over if you're listening. Hammer that. Now, the spread, that's on you guys, how you want to bet it. But this team, it's going to be an electric game. It's going to be an offensive game. It's going to be a lot of firepower. You have Mike Evans. You got Drake London. You got Bucky Irving. You got Bijan Robinson. This is going to be a high-scoring game, and I'm taking the home team. I'm taking my Birds to fly high, to do what we did last year, and just keep beating Tampa Bay and set our season off with the right note. Normally, we don't start off good in week one. This year, we're turning that tide, and we're going to win against the Buccaneers.
If you guys do it, it's going to be on the back of Dijon Mustard.
I'm all for it.
I got the Bucs. It's my closet team, my closet quarterback, Baker Mayfield. So I think Baker's going to come out here and just sling it all over the Falcons defense. And with Bucky Irvin and Rashad White both healthy in the backfield, I think this will be very difficult for the Falcons to stop them.
I do think Baker's going to play good. Don't get me wrong. This is no shot at Baker. This is one of those
Baker getting 300 yards.
This is one of those 38, 34, 34, 31 style games. This is going to be a shootout. And I saw Baker play the Falcons last year in Tampa Bay, and he balled out. Kirk balled out as well. I mean, we saw what they did Thursday night in overtime. I mean, this is going to be a high scoring game, but I don't know. It's a change in the guard. And I'm
going to tell you right now, don't count out Cade Otton. Cade Otton is a monster. He's just overshadowed by the deep receiver room in Tampa Bay. And when those receivers were all out last year, Cade Otton fucking went off.
The Falcons' young guns will be tested too. Both pass rushers, Jalen Walker and James Pearson. Then you have Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman out there. So for the two safeties, they're going to be tested. The youth will be tested this week, and it's a good test for them. I like they're playing the Bucs week one. Let's do the Battle of Ohio. The Cleveland Browns hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Battle of OH. 5.5-point favorites for the road Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. The only reason why this spread is the way it is because Cincinnati's defense is like Swiss cheese out there. We know what the offense can do. Jamar Chase is going to get 3 touchdowns, put over 40 points on fantasy. Burrow. Actually, I take that back. My concern here is Burrow historically is not good in the first 2 weeks of the season.
But they played preseason this year. But they all played preseason this year. That's different.
So that's why I think the spread is where it is. I think the Bengals are still going to top it, but this Browns team just, I don't know. Eventually they'll get a quarterback. At some point in their franchise history, they'll get a quarterback.
They had one. Baker.
Yeah, they traded him.
Yeah, they didn't know how to use him.
They got a playoff win. I didn't understand it. Still at this time, I understand. Prime Deshaun Watson, I understand. But you had Baker Mayfield, who did win your first playoff game in like 2 decades. So
yeah. I mean, I think this game could be a little bit closer, just because I trust Flacco I think he's going to go out there slinging it like he always does, and he'll probably have 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, something like that. Yeah. But he'll have 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And I think it's going to be a very interesting game, but I just trust the Bengals offense to be able to beat the Browns defense more so. We all know the Browns are going to score on this Bengals defense. Everybody knows it's going to happen, but I think Flacco or somebody on the offense for the Browns is going to make critical turnover, and Bengals will capitalize on it.
And like I was telling you, Doc, and Luke, you too, the Bengals cover because they played the preseason. Slow start, it's not going to happen this year. They finally did something they haven't done in years. All their starters played together. The chemistry, the momentum, it's going to be back right away. I'm just going to go Houday Nation to cover this easily.
Problem is the Browns just keep finding a way to go backwards. Their wide receiver room is getting worse. Yeah. They're not using Njoku is one of my favorite tight ends in the league.
Hey,
and they are not using him.
Right?
I'm hoping.
No, Flacco does. He does. Flacco uses Njoku. That's the only guy.
But that's
best
also
friends.
Also, Nick Chubb coming out of his injury and not giving him a chance to come back. Hey, pup.
He's not happy with what you're saying, Doc.
Not giving Chubb a chance to come back, and then you've also got the Judkins, drama going on, and Jerome Ford's back in the backfield. Like they keep taking the wrong turn, in my opinion. And it's like they were building up with Baker, and now they're just tearing it down, and they're just not making better. This defense is going to be the only thing. I mean, the offense is Joe Flacco is going to get some yards, he's going to get some points, but the defense for the Browns, what's going to keep them in this game?
Well, let's move on to my opinion, the most confusing spread in the NFL this week. The Indianapolis Colts are the favorite at home, 1.5 points against the Miami Dolphins. Not sure what is going on here, boys.
I think Vegas is. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this is the dumbest spread of the week. I would think this would be like Miami 3.5 at least. So I mean, this is easy money in my opinion. If you guys want to bet this,
somebody is counting on Tua throwing up gang signs on the first drive. That's what's happening right here.
I mean, the Miami Dolphins are a September team, and they're gonna win this game. I don't care. I don't care what the spread says. I don't care what Vegas has. The Miami Dolphins win this game. Everyone's healthy week 1. I understand A-Chain's got a little bit of a calf potential problem.
Dude, they got so much depth in the running back room. It's not even funny.
Ollie Gordon looked good in the preseason, like you were saying, Doc. And I'm going Miami here. And I don't know what Vegas is smoking, but I'm going the Fins. Fin up.
Vegas is trying to make some money off people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, I'm the same. I got nothing else to say. There's nothing to say about this. Vegas is smoking crack. That's all I got. Miami easy.
All right, well, let's move on to the battle of the Kitty Cats. The Carolina Panthers going to Duval to face the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 3.5-point favorites. Side note, Travis Hunter is majority going to be wide receiver. He was listed as the backup. I forgot if he's the left or right side corner. He'll get flirted in there. He'll get some time in the corner, but he mainly wide receiver to start off, it seems like.
Yeah, they had him listed as starting wide receiver too, so he'll be out there the whole game, it looks like, for on the offensive side. Yeah, I think Cohen, I think he gets his offense figured out. I think Trevor Lawrence will have a better season. Not saying he's a world beater or anything, but I think he has a decent season under this new offensive scheme. You saw what Baker did in it, and Baker ate with Cohen. And I think he'll be able to figure Lawrence out. I mean, they got the good running backs. My boy Tank Bigsby over there and ETN. So I think this offense can be too much for the Panthers defense.
Yeah, I think the Panthers.
I'm still not sold on Bryce Young either.
Yeah, I think the Panthers still have something to prove on offense, especially with Bryce Young, like you were saying. You got Thielen has been shipped out. Not that I was super hyped on him this year. Coker got hurt. Xavier Legette is now stepping up into the wide receiver too. BTJ was explosive last year. I think you pair him with Travis Hunter, if they can keep him focused on wide receiver and not so much on the cornerback side, I think he's going to be a lot more impactful on the wide receiver side. And this is something that we've talked about with Trevor Lawrence, is not having the weapons previously in Jacksonville, and now he's potentially got those weapons after a huge rookie year by BTJ. Seeing them come out, one of the better running back duos in the NFL, in my opinion. Wouldn't say top, but definitely one of the better ones. I'm excited for the Jags and what they can do offensively. We just got to see if the defense holds up, but I don't think they're going to have that much of a hard time against this Panthers offense that has a running back that is apparently just never going to get a chance to play.
No, I'm going Jaguars here. I said the Jags were going to be a 9-win team. I believe Liam Cohen changes them year 1 and makes them a playoff fringe team. And it starts this week against the Panthers. Competitive losers out there in Charlotte. But the Kitty Cats from Jacksonville win this game. Trevor Lawrence gets on track here. Travis Etienne and Tanks Bigsby will both be used kind of like a Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery style, where they rotate a lot. And I believe Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, they're just going to ball out. Give me the Jags here. I mean, I just believe more in Jacksonville than I do Carolina. Moving on to, I believe, a game that could be the sleeper. When I say sleeper, could be potentially game of the week. Las Vegas Raiders, led by Pete Carroll and Geno Smith now, traveling to Foxborough to face the New England Patriots, led by Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, and Drake May. Patriots are 2.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, I mean, I like what Vrabel's done with the Patriots this offseason. I know they're still missing the key position of wide receiver. They don't really have somebody that's like the guy. for Drake May, but other than that, like they have the guy as the running back with Travion Henderson. I know he was listed as like RB3 for some reason on their depth chart, but it doesn't make sense to me why he's so far down the depth chart. I think he will be RB1 for them. And then Vrabel's defense, I think he gets the Patriots defense figured out.
I just trust Mike Vrabel a lot more right now in the situation. I understand you have
trust Pete Carroll too.
I mean, I trust more about this. Not Vrabel and Pete Carroll. I trust Josh McDaniels to develop a game plan more than I trust the OC for the Las Vegas Raiders. Ashton Jeanty, we're going to see what he's going to do this week. It's his first game. Yes, Brock Bowers is going to be Brock Bowers. I believe he gets his, but Luke, you mentioned wide receivers. Stephon Diggs is still there. I mean, he's there now. I don't think he's like the Stephon Diggs in the past, but he could be a solid wide receiver in a 1-year experiment with the Patriots to get them cut some kind of not leadership because he's kind of poor attitude sometimes. But I believe Stephon Diggs would be good for Drake May this year. I'm going Patriots here. I believe it's a field. If it's 3.5, I would take the under, or I would take against the spread. But 2.5, I'm going England to cover this by field goal.
There's concerns on both sides for me. Stephon Diggs, obviously, like you talked about with his attitude. We saw the struggles in Buffalo. I don't know how you struggle with getting your targets and getting your yards out there, and now you're going to be out here with Drake May, who didn't overly impress last year. Had some moments, didn't overly impress. The wide receiver room, while still shitty, is definitely upgraded from last year, and not that that Drake May had a great season last year, but he didn't do terrible for what he had. But they've upgraded the running backs. The other big concern for me is on the other side of the ball with the receiving side, Jacoby Myers and all the drama going on there. How is that going to impact? We've already seen, Devontae Adams wasn't happy. He was sitting out after he requested a trade. Raiders said they came out publicly and said that they're not looking to trade Jacoby Myers. So, where's the intent and the drive to play as well as he can for the Raiders? But I think that there's enough pieces around that are going to do their job that's going to encourage him and entice him to do the best he can because he wants to get paid. You got Ashton Jeanty, you got Max Crosby going to be going off, you got Brock Bowers. I think it's going to when he sees the rest of the team putting in the effort and fighting, I think that he's going to do the same. I just think the Raiders are incomplete right now. I think that they've got to do some growing and get some gelling together as a unit. So I'm taking – there's another one just like the Falcons. You asked me in a couple weeks, this might be a different story, but right now I'm taking the Patriots.
Jake's the only one on the Raiders, so he's believing in the black and silver this week.
Didn't Jake also finish last place last year?
He was third place, I believe. Moving on to the Big Easy, the New Orleans Saints hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are 6.5-point favorites on the road.
Yeah, I was really close to going against the spread, but then I just thought about Spencer Rattler trying to keep up with the Cardinals. I'm like, no, I don't have any faith really in Spencer Rattler in the Saints offense to put points up on the board really. I think this is just a tank year for the Saints, and they'll go draft Nussmeier next year. I think Kyler Murray is good enough to be able to beat the Saints defense. I mean, it's an aging defense with a bunch of older players, new coaching staff for the Saints too, the entire coaching staff. So I think Cardinals is a more prepared team, and I think they do it. But the Saints are wearing their new little cute gold outfits.
They are wearing the cute ones.
Yeah, they're going to be all cute with their new gold jerseys and gold end zones.
I think the Saints keep it close. I think they keep maybe a backdoor cover. Maybe they score late in the game when they're down a couple scores and when the Cardinals are just playing kind of soft coverage. I agree with you, Luke. The Cardinals are probably going to beat them easily. I just believe it's going to be a backdoor cover. So give me the Cardinals, but I take the Saints to cover.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite. Or not, I do have the same. Yeah, no, I have the same because I think that the question mark is with that Cardinals offense, which Kyler Murray is going to show up. What has me thinking they're going to cover the spread is Marvin Harrison is traditionally very good. I mean, we only got one season sample size, but got off to a really hot start last year and then kind of shit the bed the rest of the year, in my opinion. James Conner, it really depends. Is James Conner getting 5 yards a carry or is he getting half a yard a carry? The big concern for me on the Saints side is Chris Olave.
He's back.
Even with Derek Carr in his prime, they've not been able to connect right. But the big thing going, and what I think one of the reasons it's going to keep the Saints in this game is Rashid Shaheed is now back. healthy, and he is a very explosive, dynamic player. He's the guy that you're looking to get downfield in that streak route. He's the guy that's going to create separation, find open space, and if you can hit him in stride, if Spencer Rattler can hit him in stride, the Saints are going to put some fucking points on the board. And then Kamara, you need Kamara to go out and do what you know he knows how to do without trying to do too much. Play your game. Let the rest of the offense gel. Let the defense come out here and play. I think the Saints can upset this, but
Chris
with the
is saying that.
quarterback room, there's no telling.
Chris has the Saints upsetting them. He said on the college episode, he feels it in his little tummy that the Saints are going to pull this off.
No, I know. The problem, this is one of those games where you name Spencer Rattler as a starter, but you could see Shuck coming out to start the second half because it could be that bad.
I don't know if it's going to be that early, but yeah. I don't know. This might be the most boring game to me all week.
This is probably the worst game of the week.
Yeah. Let's move on to Landover, Maryland, where the Commanders host the New York Giants, and the Commanders are 6.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, listen. For me, the big one here is Russell Wilson. Absolutely trash. Couldn't get it done. Back and forth with Justin Fields in
Pittsburgh.
This is not even close to me. Commanders cover this easy. I think Jaden Daniels coming out wants to prove something early, wants to get that head start on the season. The dynamic dual threat that he is gonna knock it out. Scary Terry got his extra $2 million a year, so he's fat and healthy. He's excited. There's not much to say.
Speaking of fat, they got Fat Boy Debo as well, Doc. And Luke, before you go in there, I'm just going to say it. The Giants defense is better than people think. And the Commanders defense, we don't know how they're going to be this year.
The problem with the Giants, though, has not always been skill. The problem with the Giants has been coaching.
That D-line is going to be nasty this year.
No, linebackers are good, too, in New York. The secondary's got some question marks, but they brought Javon Hollivan in. So that could be big. They do have youth at the cornerback position, but the Commanders defense wasn't that good last year either. Now, they had a good December, but then the playoffs, they were still getting scored on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a fairly low-scoring game. I think some of the skill players. I mean, the Giants all played preseason. Everybody played. So, and the Commanders, nobody played. So we'll see what happens. Jane Daniels didn't play. I think Debo didn't play.
They played the Bengals game.
Jane Daniels did.
Yeah, he scored the first drive and then he was done.
Oh, okay. So he barely played.
Yeah, barely played.
But in New York, everybody played
every week,
quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I trust the connection that they have a little bit better. I mean, I still have the Commanders winning easily. I mean, it could be easily a six-point game win, but I think the Giants are going to keep it somewhat close just because of their defense.
I'm going to give my first hot take of the year. My first hot take of the year is specific to the Giants. Dabble's gone by midseason.
Dang, Brian Daboll fired by the first half of the year. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think it depends on how soon they play Jackson Dart. If they can play him in early enough, maybe it helps save his job. But I do think Dart looks pretty good.
I think Dart, though, is the last-ditch effort. And when Dart comes out, because I think he's an advocate, and when Dart comes out and doesn't do it, that's when they realize it's a coaching issue. There are enough weapons on this team. The running back room is good. Malik Neighbors phenomenal. Honestly, Wan'Dale Robinson is not a bad number two. Wan'Dale Robinson is not a bad number two. And like you said, the weapons are there on defense. They've got what they need to be successful. This is like the what's his name from the Jets last year. He was so irrelevant. I don't even remember his name anymore.
Aaron Rodgers?
No, the head coach that got fired.
Robert Saleh.
Yeah, Saleh. This is where you got a great mind on one side of the ball for Daboll, but if he doesn't win games, this is going to be it. The Giants have been putting the pieces together. There's no reason he can't win games this year.
Well, we'll find out.
They're not going to put up with a 1-7 start.
No, they won't. But let's move on to, I think, which is going to be actually the biggest blowout of the week. That's the Tennessee Titans at the Denver Broncos, -8.5 for the Broncos. And I'm just going to say Denver covers this game. Bo Nix in the running game, they all ball out. The defense balls out. That's my short and sweet take for this game.
I'm going to be honest. So I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm going to make mine short and quick. If Bo Nix plays in the second half, I'll be surprised. This game isn't even close.
Get him in the third quarter. Let him sit the fourth.
Well, I need him to play as much as possible for fantasy.
I mean, tough start for the rookie quarterback to come out here and go against this Broncos defense. They're probably the top one of the top defenses, if not the top defense in the NFL. You get your first NFL start for Cam Ward. I think it's going to be a hell of a day for him. So I got the Broncos winning easily.
Yeah.
Real.
Moving on to the battle in the Pacific Northwest between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Niners are 2.5-point favorites. Seattle has a new look. Guys, what do we think?
Yeah, my only thing is CMC's healthy for this game at least. And Brock Purdy, he looked good in the preseason. So that's all I really got to say. I mean, I think the defense is good for both teams. But I like CMC better than the offense they have for Seattle.
We're going to see what Pearsall can do. Wide receiver 1, Jennings is number 2 is not bad. They've lost a lot of weapons over the last couple of years, on offense, and it happens. But they're still finding a way, to make plays. Hopefully this year they can get back on top and make it great. CMC I like. Darnold I like in Seattle, but I like Seattle a lot less without DK Metcalf. I like JSN. I love JSN, but without having DK Metcalf, I'm not super confident. They're also running a 1-2 punch on the running back. They got a great pair back there as well. Great defensively. I think San Francisco pulls out, and this is a small spread. I mean, this will be a field goal game.
I think this is going to be a little low-scoring game, maybe low 20s between both teams. And I just think the Seahawks defense is going to be really good this year. I think they're going to be a top 10 defense. I believe the LOB 2.0 is coming. And
12th man coming back? Is that what you're saying?
I believe that this defense is going to be legit. Mike McDonald is building a defense out there.
Okay.
And I just believe that the 49ers have question marks in the secondary. And JSN and Cooper Kupp, healthy Cooper Kupp early on in the season, can maybe expose this with Sam Darnold. Now we're going to see with Clinton Kubiak. We're going to see. And then Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet are there. And they're healthy week 1. So I just believe Seattle at the moment, they have a better complete roster. The Niners have no Ayuk. Jawan Jennings is a question mark. You have Ricky Pearsall as your one. Yes, you have Kittle and CMC, but the O-line's got question marks as well. I'm trusting
with CMC in the backfield. You ain't worried about your O-line.
You're gonna need to worry about him if he's getting hit and smacked around, and he's not getting much space to do anything to make moves. So I'm gonna go to the Seahawks. I'm going to the Seahawks in Seattle.
I think there's a reason in the physical or in the injury report, and how he was progressing, why the Rams didn't keep Cooper Kupp.
Well, they went Devontae Adams. In my opinion, it's smarter.
No, I mean, I'm worried about Cooper Kupp injuries again this year.
Well, I'll worry about that not after week 1. I mean, that's something you worry about like a few weeks down the road. I mean, week 1 he should be fine.
There's no telling.
Let's move on to Lambeau Field. Big game. This is Fox's game of the week. The Detroit Lions at the Packers, 2.5-point favorites for the home team. Micah Parsons is potentially going to be playing with an epidural. Guys, what do we think?
I'm gonna retract what I said earlier about the Dolphins-Colts game being the most surprising spread of the week. I'm actually going to change it to this one because this makes no goddamn sense to me. I think the spread has shifted to the Packers because of Micah Parsons. It kind of like the same way the Khalil Mack when he went to the Bears. I think it's going to make an impact. I don't think it's going to make that much of an impact. The offensive line in Detroit is still very good. And not to mention, you still have Aiden Hutchinson on the defensive line for the Lions, where the Packers did not have that opposite on their defense when he played Khalil Mack. The weapons, the offense, I think it's a combination of Micah Parsons going to Green Bay and Ben Johnson leaving Detroit. So, yes, there are a lot of question marks on how this offense is going to operate. But I think that there is just too much talent to not find success in Detroit. This isn't even close to me. The Lions are going to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions are coming in this game pretty healthy. I mean, you saw what they were able to do with the terrible defense last year. There was all their head practice squads guys playing starting defense, and they still figured it out.
Yeah.
We don't. Mike Parsons is not going to be 100% healthy. He's going to take some epidural shots in his back to try to play this game. So he may not even play very much. He hasn't learned the defense, I would assume, at this point.
Well, like J.J. Watt said, for a pass rusher,
you just line up and run.
You line up, you set the edge, and you go after the quarterback. There's not much for them to need to know.
But the problem is, though, when you don't feel that pain and something goes terribly wrong, especially early on. Like, listen, the Detroit Lions, if they're smart, they're going to come out here and figure out Khalil Mack like the league did when he
And
went
why-
to the Bears. Double team him, and you're fucking
Well,
good.
Run
He has-
Montgomery and Gibbs at
Yeah.
him. That's all you got to do. Just run Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yep.
At the
All you
side
got to
that-
do is get past him. He's going to come out on the edge
Well,
or dump to the inside. All
No,
you got to do is
he
get
can't
opposite.
stop- he can't stop the run.
I mean,
Yeah,
Parsons can't-
it-
Parsons
if
can't
Micah
stop the
Parsons,
run.
and if Micah Parsons playing on the side he normally played in Dallas, he's going against one of the best right tackles in the NFL. Sewell is a dog. I mean, Sewell.
That's what I'm saying. This
Sewell will take
fucking
advantage
spread.
of that.
This spread
Yeah,
makes no goddamn
Yeah,
sense.
I assume the Lions going to run a very similar offense that they ran last year.
Oh, that's
Too.
what Dan Kibb already said that. It's
I
just
think they
different.
hired what their quarterbacks coach is the OC or something like that. Or
He hired someone that used to be there and they brought him back. But he said
Yeah.
Dan Cable said it's the same style
same-
offense, but it's just
yeah,
different
same thing.
wording. It's just different wording.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because Ben Johnson knows and he's in the division.
Well, y'all know how I feel. I'm going with Motor City Dan Campbell. I'm going with the Detroit Lions. I don't give a shit if they lost the OC and the DC. When you have Dan Campbell as your head coach, this team will play for him. They will run through the fucking wall for him. They're going to go out there. They're going to chew kneecaps. They're going to convert fourth downs. Hasn't been an issue. Jared Goff's going to be fine. Jameer Gibbs.
It
David
wasn't that
Montgomery,
one game.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporte, Jameson Williams. They're going to be fine. The Detroit Lions here win this game. It does suck that we all picked the Detroit Lions. I do say if you're watching, just throw a little money on the Packers now because all five of us are picking against the Packers and Lambeau. That might be dangerous, but I trust Dan
No,
Campbell.
this isn't. No, Lambeau is dangerous when the snow is coming down and it's -20. Lambeau is not dangerous this time of year.
And we've seen Jared Goff go into Lambeau recently in the last couple of years and beat them in Green Bay in the snow.
I'm telling you, this is the best case scenario for any team to get a road game against the Packers in September, October. That is the best case scenario.
Well, that's going to be a big game. One of the few games at 4:00 and another big game. The Houston Texans going to the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 3.5-point favorites. Boys, what do we think?
Yeah, I just don't like the Texans this year. I mean, I get it. CJ Stroud is like, he had his great rookie year. Then you saw, I called it, he was going to take a big step back, and he did. And what they do to his offensive line, they just shipped them all off.
I believe all five new starters.
Yeah, they shipped the entire offensive line off, and I don't like the guys they got to replace him. So I think CJ Stroud's going to be running for his life again. This D line for the Rams is the young studs from Florida State are just going to eat him up. So, I mean, and Stafford's healthy. I mean, should be healthy.
Epidural, maybe.
Yeah, he should be fine. And
We've seen Stafford not healthy, and
this-
he's fine.
Yeah, the skill players for the Rams will just eat this defense alive for the Texans. I'm sorry.
I love the defense for the Rams. This is one of those, and it has me worried because I have Joe Mixon on IR right now in Dynasty. But I think Nick Chubb comes out and does Nick Chubb things. Nick Chubb doesn't need a stellar offensive line to make plays happen. I think there's still wide receivers. I think CJ Stroud took a step back last year, and I think he's going to come out and regroup. And I think he's going to find that he needs a healthy Nico Collins all year long without any issues. Who's the fucking tight end? my
You
God,
have
blank.
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz. I like Dalton Schultz in the tight end spot. He's coming up. I think he's on his third year of his contract. I think that this offense comes out slinging for Houston. I don't think the defense. They've upgraded the defense. They've made some moves on defense. I know they got Danielle Hunter from Minnesota. It's a big pickup for them, in my opinion. So I think that, the defense is not going to be perfect, but I think it's definitely an upgrade. But as long as they stop those edges on the Rams, I think they got an easy chance to win this game.
I think the defense is why I'm picking the Rams to win, but to go against the spread. The defense will keep it close. I believe a field goal game. But the Los Angeles Rams are my Super Bowl pick. I can't have them losing week one. Not at home. Not with Matthew Stafford,
That's
Devontae Adams,
crazy.
Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Jared Verse, Brandon Fisk. I mean, the names go on and on and on. And don't forget the boy wonder, Sean McVay, as the head coach. This is going to be the start of the Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl championship run, unless the Atlanta Falcons do something. And I would
Go ahead and cut that out. Go ahead and cut that out.
but I mean, all heart aside, I had the Los Angeles Rams win the Super Bowl, and it starts now. It starts in LA. It starts in the state that it's going. The Super Bowl's in. The Los Angeles Rams win this game. Matthew Stafford will be fine. They have one of the best 1-2 punches at receiver, and they have Kyron Williams, who's a fucking dog.
Aaron Williams is a dog.
So I'm going to the Los Angeles Rams, but the Houston Texans lose by a field goal. And then moving on to Sunday Night Football, Luke, all eyes and all fingers will be in the Discord as we're typing away because the Baltimore Ravens, your team, the 2023 MVP, the 2019 MVP, Lamar Jackson, travels to the 2024 MVP, Buffalo, to face Josh Allen. The Bills are 1.5-point favorites. This is a rematch of the AFC divisional round last year. What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, neither team played preseason at all, so I think it might be a little bit of a sloppy game. I think most week one teams that didn't play preseason probably have sloppy games, to be honest. But I think the Ravens team is much better overall than the Bills. The Bills have Josh Allen on offense and Cook and a bunch of nobodies. I mean, they got their best wide receiver they signed this week. Big game Gabe Davis
calm
from
down.
UCF.
Khalil Shakir's still there.
He's on the injury report though, Shakir. So he may or may not play. I haven't seen yet. I think their two top corners, Tre'Davious White and their rookie cornerback, may not play for the Bills. Maxwell Harrison, they both might be out. So I get the Ravens will most likely have likely out and possibly Patrick Richard. But other than that, Ravens are healthy. Jair Alexander, he's back in practice this week, so he should be good to go for at least one game, at least part of the game. So I got the Ravens winning. Derrick Henry's going to do what he did last year during the regular season against the Bills and just eat them up because they like to run nickel and dime packages, a bunch of small bodies on the defense for the Bills, and it doesn't go well when the Ravens put big bodies on the field. Big bodies win.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I've been contemplating since me and Mark talked about this game to make the switch because this Ravens defense is so good. I don't know how they have any openings to keep signing the people that they do have.
They find ways.
And that's what it's going to come down to. That's what's going to make the game is if this defense can cover and this defense can force the turnovers that Josh Allen loves to give up. That's what's going to make this game. Josh Allen is just like a Patrick Mahomes. I don't know where his yards are going, but he's getting 4,000 yards, and like his top receiver has 450 yards. Honestly, just like Lamar Jackson outside of throwing to Mark Andrews. You know, if you can shut down Mark Andrews, you can stop this Ravens offense, right? You just got to plug the hole and stop Henry, of course. But both sides have strong. Yeah, but both. I mean, the Ravens have the edge. The Ravens have the edge, but both sides have strong running games. James Cook is a very good running back, but I think that defensive front for the Ravens is better. I really want to switch this, but I just feel like the Ravens have been kind of rusty going back, especially to last year. Even though the refs gave them that game, the Ravens were still rusty in that game against the Chiefs. That's a problem. The first game of the week or the first week of the year is always a toss-up on who can win. This is honest. This is probably the most accurate spread, debating which side the spread goes on, but this is probably the most accurate call of the entire week. I just like the reigning advantage spread. That's it. That's what it is. And I just like the reigning MVP to come out at home with the crowd and be able to make something happen.
Well, I do expect the Ravens to try and get Derrick Henry involved. Luke, you mentioned it. Last year in the regular season, Derrick Henry was a stud. Last year in the playoffs, they didn't utilize Derrick Henry to his full potential against the Bills in the playoffs. I do expect Henry to try and get involved early and often, but you know where I go. You know who I'm picking. I'm picking Joshy Poo. I'm picking the reigning MVP. I'm picking the AFC champions this year. I'm picking the Buffalo Bills at home. Their last year in the stadium. It starts off here with the Ravens. Big-time game. I'm trusting Josh fucking Allen to win this game. No shot at Lamar Jackson. He's going to play phenomenal. Derrick Henry plays phenomenal. This possibly will be the game of the week. It usually is when they play each other. It's just the way that these two teams play. But I'm going Lamar. I'm going Josh Allen, and I'm going the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park.
Yeah, Lamar will get his 46 rushing yards when I take him for over 46 and a half. He'll get his 207 yards passing when I take him for over 207 and a half. Typical Lamar fashion,
Well, Doc, this is your turn. It's Monday Night Football. It's in Chicago. It's in the Windy City. The Bears, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, their debut together. They host the Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy's debut. What a hell of a debut for this kid. He's got to go to Chicago on the road, Monday Night Football, all eyes on him. The Vikings, though, 1.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I am so convinced that Luke took the Vikings because he assumed I didn't take the Ravens on this one. No, I think yeah, which I did, but not for personal reasons, obviously. But no, I think that this is JJ coming out for his rookie campaign. I think sitting out that first year, getting hurt early, is definitely going to play a part in this. Justin Jefferson is on the injury report. There's a lot of question about his long-term impact with the hamstring strain that he's facing. Jordan Addison is out. I don't think bringing Thielen back is that much of an upgrade. Aaron Jones in the backfield is good. I don't think great. I think the big thing that's going to make a difference for the Bears is that upgraded offensive line is going to help to open up the run game and bring DeAndre Swift to what we know that Swift can do. That will also open up the play action in the passing game. I think Caleb Williams, despite all the bullshit that you hear in the media because everybody's just talking negative in every direction for every single team. Whoa. I was talking to Riz about it and how all I'm hearing about JJ is he can't complete a pass in camp. And he's like, I've heard the complete opposite. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's because I'm a Chicago fan. You hear the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Caleb, even with some struggles in camp, is thriving under Ben Johnson. I think it's learning a completely different system. It's learning an offensive-minded system for the first time in Chicago. The defense is still spectacular. Offensive line, the upgrades that I mentioned. I mean, this team has too many weapons to not be successful. It's going to come out to the play calling, and hopefully we don't see like a Shane Waldron situation like we did last year with really being afraid to take a chance on the play calls. Let Caleb go out there, take the training wheels off, let him do what we know he can do. I know it was preseason, okay, but what he did in preseason, you still got to make the play. Doesn't matter what string you're playing against, doesn't matter whatever. We've seen guys against no defense in camp not be able to make plays. You still got to hit the target. Guys still got to run the route. It looked very fluid, very good. I'm very excited for what the Bears are going to do this year. This one, honestly, this is mostly – I mean, the Vikings are still a very good team all around. I think that the offensive injury and suspensions and everything else is what's driving a lot of this. But also I think J.J. McCarthy coming out his first game in prime time is going to be one thing that really, really aids the Bears in this one.
I'm going Chicago. I mean, like you said, it's going to be a lot of pressure on the kid. I don't believe J.J. McCarthy's Justin Jefferson, Jettas, is going to have that big of a question mark with his hamstring. He'll be fine. But like you said, no Jordan Addison. That's a big loss. TJ Hawkinson, though, he's back fully healthy, ready to go. That's a big thing for JJ. But week one in Chicago, that's going to be a crowded stadium. It's going to be ruckus. It's going to be loud. It's going to be very loud. And, I understand JJ McCarthy, he's a winner. He's only lost one game in his high school and collegiate career. And that was against the TCU Horned Frogs back in the playoffs a couple of years ago. But this isn't college. This isn't high school. This is the big leagues. This is grown football. This is grown men. And I'm going with Chicago. I think Ben Johnson, his first game as a coach, gets a win. I think Caleb Johnson plays pretty good. I still expect a little lower scoring game because Minnesota's defense is very respectable. But I believe in the Bears a little more at the moment than I trust the Vikings because of a lot of other stuff around the offensive, like you said, camp for the Vikings.
Yeah, I just picked the Vikings as a toss-up for this game just because I don't know what we're going to get out of either offense. I get both defenses are going to be good. I have the slight edge for the Vikings defense. I just don't know if Caleb Williams has got the full offense from Ben Johnson ready to operate yet. I mean,
that's my concern too.
Yeah,
that
very complicated offense. So I think Caleb Williams might have some handcuffs on him for at least the first week or two until he starts fully learning the offense. I mean, apparently this is the first offseason he's ever been coached on how to play quarterback. I think he's just so talented in high school and college that he never had to learn how to play it, the position correctly. And I think it's going to take a little bit of time for the Bears offense to get going, but solid defense for both teams. JJ McCarthy is going to know the offense. He got to sit for an entire year and learn it and watch how to play quarterback. So that's why I have this slight edge to the Vikings. But, game could go either way. I didn't pick the Vikings because I hate the Bears, because I don't hate the Bears.
No, I know. I was just giving you shit. It was just because it came up right after. But let's take in the fact that, like you said, Mark, JJ knows how to win games. But let's not act like JJ was super.
Everybody loses games in NFL. Everybody loses games.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's a different league, different pace. But let's not act like JJ was the man at Michigan. I mean, his senior year, he had a high completion percentage, but there were a lot of games under 200 yards.
This one had 22 players drafted off that team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm like I said, I don't trust him this week. I do think Kevin O'Connell is a good quarterbacks coach. I think Kevin O'Connell gets the best out of QBs. So I think that's good for J.J. McCarthy. I think it's going to be good for his growth with progression in the league. But I just trust Chicago at home week 1. It's like I said, if this was maybe like a daytime Sunday game, maybe I'd flip. Maybe I'd be a little different about it. But it's Monday Night Football. All eyes are on. It's a different animal. It's a different beast.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree it's going to be a pretty low scoring game, defensive game overall. Just when it's a 1.5 spread, I always take the covering just because it's more likely they'll cover a spread at 1.5 than they will have a 1-point game.
I'm honestly shocked they gave the spread to the Vikings. I feel like the spread should go to the Bears, but I think that there's just, like you said, Mark, a lot of question marks about whether or not he's got that offense down with Ben Johnson.
Well, there's question marks. Question marks on both teams, like you and Luke said. But guys, I mean, that's it, man. That's all 16 games. That's all 32 teams. We covered them all. Not much talk about a couple teams, but we did talk about every game a little bit. And we are here. The time has arrived. It's NFL time. College is along with it. We have a packed 4 to 6 months ready to go. Let's do it. Let's fucking go, boys. I'm pumped. I hope you guys are pumped too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm 3/4 right now.
Tomorrow night, I expect it to be a live bunch in the Discord, a live bunch, just talking Jalen Hurts, a lot of hate towards him in this chat. Dak Prescott, a lot of hate towards him. So it's going to be a lot of hate both teams. But
I'll probably have 36 parlays going tomorrow.
I have a season long parlay. I did a parlay for season long, and then I have 2 NFL Week 1 parlays. Some of them are on Thursday and Sunday together, and then I have the Thursday just strictly by itself. So
shit, I got to deposit money to the bettors.
I know, but guys, great episode. It was fun. Can't wait to be back here next Tuesday when we talk college football and the NFL. Good luck to your college teams. Good luck to your NFL teams.
Same to you.
And let the chaos begin now for both leagues. Can't wait. This is All About the Balls podcast. I'm Mark Davis. That's Nick Doc Skirkwins. That's Luke Rule. See you guys next time. Thank you for checking out another episode of All About the Balls podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners and supporters of the Sack House. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Sack House.